No, nothing exciting today. It's the same XA, which I guess if you find that exciting, then it's very exciting. But if you don't find that exciting, you will find the things we are doing to it exciting. There's shiny new bits going on it. Let me show you. Shiny new bits have already gone on it. During the ad break, I've already put on one side. I've got too excited. I got way too excited. I was halfway through it and I was like, I've got to film this. I just got too keen. So that side's already done, but I'm about to do the other side, so we'll walk through that because there are some modifications you need to do to the X Series Falcons to make the Wilwood kit fit, and you're gonna have a bad time doing them. Like I had a horrible time doing that, tapping out the threads to 7/16. My drill bits were just getting eaten up. It was like those cheese sticks. It's like I was just putting them in the drill and trying to drill with those, eating my drill bits up. It was very frustrating. But we've also done other things. You'll notice there's a bit of grey in the general vicinity of where my coffee cup is pointing. That's because I've smoothed out the engine bay. Something I've always wanted to do since getting the car and I started stripping it was I wanted to smooth the engine bay out, just make it look a little bit more uniform, a bit more symmetrical by having just two flat sheets either side. Originally the battery goes there, so the battery isn't going to be there anymore, so there's no need for the massive indent or cutout that was there for the battery, so the battery will be in the tray. So if you take the battery out of the front of the X Series Falcons, there's just a massive spot where it used to go and it just doesn't look very good. Stronger than what it was from factory because I've put the factory ribs on the back and now being seam welded, that is way stronger than what it ever was originally. So no worries there. We've got a big episode coming up. Like I said, I'm going to run you through doing the brakes. We're going to do the brakes on the other side. I actually messed up, and keen-eyed viewers will notice that the rotor is on the wrong way. That is a directional rotor. It's meant to be, its directional rotation is that way, so this needs to be on the other side of the car. I was rushing when I was putting it on. I got too excited by the shiny bits, and I just slapped it on. And then I realized there was an arrow pointing the other direction that it was meant to be going. So that kit will actually be going on the other side. So we're doing that. This is going to the sandblasters on Friday. It's Wednesday now. So that'll be going to the sandblasters on Friday. We're going to be picking up the bonnet, the doors, guards, checking out their damage, and then we'll be dropping this off. We're doing the old switcheroo. Enough of that, let's get into the brake. This is installing Wilwood brakes on the X Series Falcon. What modifications do you need to do? What bits do you need? And just how big of a job is it? Do you need to take it to a shop to get it done? Well, obviously I've just done that side, so really you already know the answer to that question. Just whatever. So you've already seen my video unboxing the Wilwood brakes. You know what you get in the box. You know all the bits and pieces you get. So now we're going to go over actually fitting them to the Falcon, what work needs to be done. And short answer is not much at all. Actually just tapping out the holes. That's the only thing you need to do to retrofit these brakes to the X Series Falcons. Now when I did the other side, I chewed through my drill bits, trying to drill through this stub axle here to drill out the hole. So I've got some new drill bits. Hopefully that makes the process a little bit easier. So without any further ado, let's rip this old shit off and start putting on the shiny new Wilwoods. Well, actually, I'll be putting on that side onto this side, and this new stuff will go on to that side because I put the wrong side on. Whatever.
When tapping the threads, I start off with a 7/16 taper, and I make sure that I use a straight edge to ensure that it goes in parallel to the face of the hub. And then after using that to start off the threads, I then transfer over to basically a non-tapered 7/16 to get all the way to the back of the hole and ensure that it threads all the way through, and the bolts can use all the thread they can.
Right, that's the worst of it done. It's a simple job, it just takes a long time, just sitting there tapping and drilling out and going through that. That wasn't too bad. I think I only broke or blunted one drill bit, so not too bad considering. But now I'm going to build the hub, which is for the right hand side, so I can swap the right hand side to the left hand side. But now that the hardest part's done, this is all easy stuff. This is just bolting new bits together, and it's just like building Lego. So now on to the easy stuff, and we can just smash it out.
So in the manual it says to use Loctite 277 or Loctite Red essentially, which is a permanent thread locker. I didn't want to use that on the discs because obviously you're going to need to change out the discs at some point in their life, and they use a Torx bit cap screw, which if you try and undo a permanently thread locked Torx bit, you're likely going to snap your Torx bit or just severely damage your Torx bit or just completely damage the screw itself. So I used a medium strength Loctite Blue or a Loctite 242, and that allows me to change the disc out pretty easy when the time comes.
So now that's all done, this is going to go straight onto here. So I'm just going to chuck a little bit of grease on the shaft. So I'll get this one on, we'll do the same to the other side, and we'll be schmicky-doo. I'm not going to put the calipers on. I'll put the calipers on just for a quick shot, just to see how good it looks. But after that, take them back off, keep them in the box because this is going to the blasters and I just don't want the calipers getting dirty while they're there. So, and we'll run it true Fast and Furious style, no calipers. Now it's on. Last little bit, the caliper. This is easy enough. Just got 2 bolts at the back, bolts onto the adapter that we installed earlier. The only note for this is you need to install these shims. You get a whole bunch of these shims here, and they need to go between the caliper and the actual mounting bracket. That's just to space it out for different applications. So you just need to space it out enough that center of the caliper lines up with the center of the disc. So when you put those pads in, you're not going to have uneven distribution. So general guide is to start off with 2 shims per bolt and go from there. Seems pretty bang on to me. And that's that. Next, slide this out, install the pads, and you're good to go. But obviously not doing that, we're just putting this on just to see how it looks. So that's pretty much it for us. I'm not sure if I've mentioned on another episode what the color scheme for the car will be, but it's essentially satin silver, satin gray, and black. So a gray and black theme. And you might be wondering why I've gone with red calipers when you can get black calipers. It seems like it would match. I just think when it comes to brakes, black just looks standard. Black, everything, heaps of, all calipers are black already. When they get dirty, they're black. But when you clean a nice pair of red calipers, and they just shine so brightly behind the wheels. Ooh, whew. I just love the look of red calipers. I'm not the guy that was putting fake Brembos on. I didn't go that far. I never went that far. But I think if you spend the money on brakes, get the red, get the yellow, get something that pops behind the wheels. Doesn't matter what color the car is, red calipers always look good. Wait, speaking of which, I'm pretty sure Gunny has Brembos on this. What color?
Oh, Daniel. Silver Brembos, you could have gotten reds. I mean, silver does look pretty bloody cool though.
Silver or red. Go silver or red. That'll look cool. But we got reds on, and with the rims that are going on this thing, you'll definitely be able to see them. So that means I need to get discs for the rear. It's got drums on the rear. And the rims I'm getting, you'll be able to just see drums on the rear. That just doesn't look good. Right, calipers off. Put the wheels back on. Little win, I actually went out and got 2 other Ford rims, 16 and a 17, because for some reason I used to trip over the Ford rims that I own. I used to have a million, and now you just can't find them. You go on Gumtree, Marketplace, wherever, if there's any Ford stud pattern rims, they're asking $400. So I picked those up for free, mismatched pair, because I thought I'd need them once I put the Wilwoods on, but then I didn't think about the fact that I wasn't putting the caliper on. So 12 slotters back on, and we're ready to roll. This is ready to go to the sandblasters on Friday. I've just gone around and made sure there's no extra bolts, brackets, or anything like that hanging off it, so it's totally stripped out, totally cleared, and ready to get blasted. So that's it. That's how you get the Wilwoods on the X Series Falcons. Those are the things you need to do. I think the only thing I have left to do is get brake lines for it. I've got the standard rubber placements, the OEM ones, but I'm going to get delicious braided ones that'll just screw right into the back of the Wilwoods. Ooh. Whee! Hope you enjoyed that quick little one, and I'll see you guys again in a couple of days when we take this down south to get blasted. Go pick up the other panels, see what's left of them, see what needs to be repaired on them, see what panels I need to buy entirely again, and maybe even some roof shenanigans. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Watch a couple of the other videos. Give this video a like. I would appreciate it a lot. And I'll see you guys next time.